Hello and welcome to Bolt Action Reloading. If you're interested in a load test with 147 grain ELD Match by Hornady and Hodgdon's H4831 shortcut, stick around. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here and you'd like to see how I and the rest of the community here make our group smaller, start now by subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon. That way you'll get notified when I post new videos and you won't miss anything. Well, as you can see, for this week's test, we broke our Norma Brass back out and we're ready for another load test. For today's video, we'll be again talking about the 147 grain ELD Match by Hornady. It has been a consistent performer on many load tests on this channel, and I don't see any different for it today. Now, certainly a different powder we're testing today is H4831 shortcut by Hodgdon. We've used it in other loads on the channel, but this will be the first time with the 147. For today's test, we'll be using the 147 grain ELD Match by Hornady, part number 26333. The primers for today's video will be the CCI-250 Large Rifle Magnum Primer. The brass for today is Norma 6.5 Creedmoor brass. I believe that this is its third appearance here on the channel, and it was trimmed back to 1.910 inches before we fired it. The power for today is Hodgdon's H4831 shortcut, loaded from 44.4 grains all the way to 46.0 grains. Like some of the rest of our testing, the actual data source for our test is actually Sierra load data for 6.5 Creedmoor for their 150 grain Sierra Match King. Generally across the board, we've had pretty good luck with the estimated charge weights that it's given for the 150, translating pretty well to this 147 grain by Hornady, at least as far as the velocities are concerned. And the cartridge overall length it was loaded to was 2.850 inches. Our test platform today, as in many of our tests, is our Generation 1 Ruger Precision Rifle, chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. We're still using its stock barrel, though to the barrel we've added the brake that they started putting out with the Generation 2. And if you'd like to know any more details about our test platform, please look in the description box below. So let's get straight into our load data. Starting at 44.4 grains, our estimated velocity would be 2625 feet per second. Our actual achieved velocity was 2668, standard deviation of 11.4, extreme spread of 29, and a .860 MOA group. At 44.8 grains, 2645 was our estimated velocity. Our actual achieved velocity was 2689, standard deviation of an unimpressive 14.6, extreme spread of 34, and a .881 MOA group. At 45.2 grains, our estimated velocity went to 2665. We actually hit 2704, standard deviation with a horrid 24.9, extreme spread of 62, but a .798 MOA group. At 45.6 grains, we were starting to get a little bit of compression on our load with our estimated velocity of 2685. Our actual achieved velocity went up to 2717, standard deviation down to 16.2, extreme spread of 40, but a 1.016 MOA group. At 46 grains, we were certainly still compressed with our estimated velocity of 2705. Actual achieved velocity was 2743, standard deviation of 20.5, extreme spread of 51, and a .862 MOA group. Well, like I said, this was the first time we tried H4831 shortcut with this 147 grain ELD match in our rifle. I probably won't have to try and convince you very hard. I just don't think this is a combination made in heaven. Standard deviations across the board are probably about the worst I've seen in a very long time. With the group sizes being under 1 MOA pretty much across the board, it certainly was not a disappointment. However, certainly not a load I would consider taking out to distance. With these results, not that you'll probably worry about it anyway. However, like always, I will put a shot of the brass on the screen. You guys will notice probably if you actually look very closely on those case heads, we actually did get a little ejector mark on this brass. Hopefully it'll be able to come out on the video. So I do think we were actually seeing some pressure with this load. H4831 shortcut certainly isn't going to be our highest velocity powder for this weight of projectile. However, being extruded powder, it is more of my preference rather than having to deal with something like Super Performance, which obviously is a ball powder. So guys, we could talk back and forth for a while to why we think the results turned out the way they did. But to be honest, I don't think it's going to change anything, and we might just as well move along. I know that some of you guys have had some pretty good luck with H4831 shortcut, but for this bullet, this case, and this combination, it just wasn't working for me today. But if you guys have a differing opinion, I'd sure love to hear from you in the comments section below. Even though this week's load probably didn't impress you, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you have any comments or questions on the video, please put those in the comments section below. If you're not subscribed to the channel and you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the like button, and until next week, stay safe in small groups.